So the good news is that there are plenty of birds, and the bad news is that it's cold. I don't know if you can see it, but the rubber on my Leica is no longer elastic, it's hard, and I think it's going to break off during this trip. Needs to be very careful not to breathe on the lenses because it will instantly freeze the ice. So I'm approximately 35 to 40 kilometers away from the road, and the temperature is going to drop really hard tonight. But thankfully I have a proper winter tent, and when you compare that to the ultralight tents, there are quite a few differences. I'm here for the week. Temperatures are supposed to be brutal, and even though my rifle shoots like shit, we should be able to get a few birds. I'm not sure what I'll be able to film. I'm not that willing to expose the hands, and I'm not even sure if I'm going to keep the batteries alive for the week because it is cold. So this is proper backcountry, and I'm not going to talk any drama into this, but if you really are clueless, I'm afraid this place will be a scenic place for a suicide. Let's hope that doesn't apply to us.
This episode contains sponsored items. Before you go, subscribe, like, and comment. Click the bell if you want notifications of new episodes.
Ah, it's cold. So that's the first bird down, and that feels like a win. I had to change the batteries on the Leica and the camera and GoPro twice now, and the whole morning I've more or less been battling with the borderline frostbite. I don't have it, but my toes and my fingertips are getting dangerously cold. So you might have noticed I'm not using my climber anymore. It has nothing to do with quality, but there was something wrong with my rifle and I had to eliminate all the variables to find out what was going on, and it turned out to be the barrel. Now I didn't have time for a barrel change, and I didn't have time to put back the stock. Now this is my new Leica 40s, and I must say it has been a very positive surprise. Now, despite the temperature, everything moves as it should. I mean, nothing hangs, and that's actually not too common. I'll ski down there and fetch the bird, and it's not going to be too pretty now because the rifle doesn't shoot anymore, so I'm not shooting in that many collarbones and like I used to. So I'm just shooting center mass. That one was shot from behind, through the spine, out through the chest. Hopefully it will not be too damaged. There's no point in shooting these birds if I can't eat them. There really wasn't much of an exit, so this bird here is fully edible. So this is what I call the Lapua effect. They make a 55 grain bullet, specially made for food game, and it's excellent for shooting these birds. So if you remember the lessons about shooting over a backpack, this is very much it, especially when the snow gives and it's deep. And this is deep snow and heavy work, so okay. Yeah, those left probably heard me. So the sun really takes the edge off things. So there's no longer any danger of frostbites. And I can even put on my Lapua hat now. And the reason I'm not wearing that during the day is that it's acrylic, and that just won't do on a day like this. And despite having the gloves and being careful with the mittens, I got a frostbite on the tip of the right thumb and a small one on the trigger finger as well. And that's basically just from working the cameras. Stupid is what stupid does. But now, with the sun, the temperature is so high, I can get away with wearing the wrist warmers and the gloves for short periods of time. And as you see, this is not a place to wear kuyu. That would just add to the feeling of doing a scenic suicide. The cold I have on these hunts will ruin my body, whereas the cold I have on these hunts are merely uncomfortable. There! I think we'll go for those. So it's a different level of cold. So this might look cold, but it's merely uncomfortable, whereas this is a different level of cold and will actually hurt my body. I don't know how to say it in English, but flak. So there's big shelves of snow lying on the loose ground. So I need to be a bit careful about where I go on the skis, not into avalanche country, that's for sure. So the birds are quiet, but I am in prime real estate for the birds now. It's a bit foggy. So if I start glassing, it's going to be difficult to see them today, but I can't really start glassing yet because my face is so warm. So if I raise the binoculars now, I'm just going to have a lot of sweat on the lenses and that's going to freeze to ice. So I'll just stay here for a couple of minutes and cool down and see if I can see something in the binoculars. So you really don't want your binoculars in the snow, but it's unavoidable that some snow will accumulate. Now, the first trick is to secure it to your body. A carabiner like this, and it's not going to fall into the snow. So there's ice here. The brush is not going to get that out. Use a small plastic toothpick. And be careful so it doesn't fall on the lens. Victronics or Victorinox or whatever the brand name is. So it's just one of the basic cheap knives, and it has quite a few useful tools. The ordinary knife, the toothpick you just saw, the screwdriver. You really need to change batteries, especially on the modern binoculars. There's a slot here. And this chest rig thingy here is a custom thing. It's a bit sloppy, it's not perfect, but it's way better than most bino caddies. So you carry it on an angle and it's secured like this. So it doesn't interfere with the backpack and it doesn't interfere with the chest, so you can get all the heat out. To carry binoculars here is not good. Chest pocket, that's the cell phone and batteries. And normally I would have a battery caddy, like a chest rig across the chest here, but today that really isn't necessary. So just feel the skin is cold. That means I can start glassing. This is an expert tip. When you use binoculars, always use the rest. Okay. So that's it. Now the heat from my eyes is starting to heat up the binoculars, so I have to take a break. But the clouds is coming lower and lower and lower, so it might be that my day is going to be ruined today. There's no wind. Okay, I'll give it a go. So that's a piece of shit weather, isn't it? So as you can see, I have very low visibility now with mist rolling in. I can hear the birds behind me. I would say they are about 200, but I can't see that far. I'm just going to sit down, let all the sweat evaporate and have a drink, and then we'll slowly start pushing into the birds. I basically need to be lucky to get close enough to see one. So I'm finding the right spots, but the visibility just ain't there, so I don't see them. what a waste. Well, that's a first. I assume I was too close. Absolutely all the breast meat is gone. What a waste. Hopefully it will make some fox happy. Now I have a big group of birds in front of me in the fog. I can't get closer. So I'll just try and sit here for as long as I can and see if visibility lifts, and hope for a little wind or the fog to lift for a few seconds. It's way too noisy to try and approach them. How to manage getting up without pushing the hand into the snow. So that's the typical Lappo effect. Just drill through it and all the meat is edible. So it was literally shot there by the rock and it just tumbled down here. Suddenly there was a drop straight down. Kaboom! Of course I fell. So the birds can't really see me. Shot 3, they made a circle and they're back to feeding. Now the fog is rolling in and I'm getting cold, so I'll just get up, get my birds and get back home. I'm out of ammo, so there's not much more to shoot yet. That's an empty rifle. That's 2. Yikes! And that's 3. You see why I didn't bring the rifle? I'm not a great skier with the cameras. Okay, let's call it a day. Let's get back to the tent. Yeah, I'll admit I'm tired. This has been a full week and this is the first day I have humane temperatures. So in terms of cinematography, or whatever you would call it, the whole week has been a wash. I have just not been able to capture the kind of film I want. But hopefully I've been able to show you some of the routines that gives you longevity in this kind of climate. It's nothing fancy, it's just very mundane, simple tricks, but at the very low temperatures I had earlier this week. It's not difficult, but you really need to have your ducks in a row. Okay, one more push and I should be breaking through the trees in approximately 40 minutes. I must say I had hoped for better today. The original forecast was sunshine. So the trick with these short breaks is to stop just long enough so you can feel your sweat is not running anymore, but you haven't lost enough heat so you're getting cold. So I still have a wet back, which means I'm just going to stay, have a drink, steam it off, and then I'll start going again. You really don't want a swamp bass. You really don't want sweat to run into your ass crack and get a swamp bass. Quite lovely. Currently, odds are not too good, but it was the same yesterday, and I still have 8 hours left, so... Sorry, 7 hours left. We'll manage. Yeah. Oh, this is painful. Can't lose the brass. They don't make the 2-to-1 fireball anymore. So I guess I'm not too good at giving up.
Subscribe to the THLR channel by clicking the left logo icon, so you'll be shooting straighter than a drunk skunk before the sun shines over northern Norway.